We have the most amazing children here in Gahanna. You have heard me say many times that not only are our schools exceptional, but we have a community that is prideful in how connected and diverse we are. My family and I are incredibly proud to call Gahanna home, and I am even prouder and more honored to be the superintendent of this district every single day. We have students achieving and thriving at truly incredible levels that I dare say none of us have ever seen ourselves in our schooling. We have a staff that displays care and commitment to these students, and they work in service to our families. And I hope you know when I say staff, I mean every single staff member in our district, administrators, teachers, clinic aides, secretaries, everyone. Do you want some evidence of this great work in our district? In the last few weeks alone, just in our high school, we have learned of 4 national merit scholars being recognized. 9 students were identified as 2023 College Board National African American Recognition Award recipients, more than last year. Our district was awarded 5 stars in gap closing on the state report card. That's the metric that matters. Mr. Mark Lowry was named the Ohio Teacher of the Year, the entire state of Ohio. Gahanna was listed on Realtor.com as the hottest zip code, and we all know great schools are an important component of a strong real estate market. One of our cross-country athletes was called out by Kaufman High School for supporting another cross-country athlete and helping her get across the finish line with her personal best. One of our bus drivers and 2 of our teachers supported a student in crisis in the most compassionate way Mrs. Elliott and I have ever seen, truly an example to others. Our Gahanna Marching Golden Lions were invited to attend the OSU Skull Session, where our band sounded better, truly better, than most D1 school bands I have heard. And I met a high school student who has created his own nonprofit, a mobile food pantry, to meet food insecure persons where they live. This is what he does on his own time. As proud as I am to be the superintendent of this district, and as much as I love celebrating our student and our staff success, I do have concerns about the state of affairs in public education and for our youth. I am deeply concerned each time I learn that a student or a group of students resorts to physical fighting to solve a problem. I am angry when I learn that some of our students are filming the altercation or egging it on instead of getting help from an adult. Then, to have the struggles of our students placed in a social media public forum for some of our adult community to blame our staff, point fingers, and misrepresent the truth, literally post unverified rumors, absolutely compounds the problem. For some in our community to exaggerate disruptions in our schools and claim that we do not care about these disruptions, it is appalling. Some of what you are reading on social media is simply not true. As shared by Lincoln High School Principal Jessica Williams in her email last week, we do not tolerate fighting, intimidation, or acts of hate. We take negative actions happening in our schools and among our students very seriously. We handle discipline within the confines of the Ohio Revised Code and our Student Code of Conduct. I want to say that again. We handle discipline within the confines of the Ohio Revised Code and the Student Code of Conduct. Not only do we handle misconduct with the appropriate discipline outcomes across our entire district, we are striving to support each student, to do all in our control to prevent negative behaviors. We have implemented strategies in each of our buildings to help all students receive the care and the support that they need and they deserve. We aim every day to help the whole child in any situation that we face. I would be lying to you if I did not admit to sleepless nights and literally gnashing my teeth. Some of the behaviors of our students are concerning, But I am proud of the solutions that we have added since COVID to support our students post-pandemic. Many of these were outlined in last year's community forum titled Supporting Our Youth that we did host collaboratively with the City of Gahanna and the Division of Police. And those items that I am very proud of that have been an action step and implemented in our buildings, the addition of hall monitors, or also called campus supervisors, in our high school as well as our 3 middle schools, and an additional security guard in our parking lots. The creation of a comprehensive mental health department that includes the addition of mental health specialists, mental health liaisons, behavior support analysts, and an increase in guidance counseling support. We've added smart passes in our secondary schools so that we know where students are and we can keep too many students from congregating at one time. We, with your support, added a cell phone policy that focuses our children's time on their instruction, not on the drama that's being sowed around them in the community. We've implemented interest-based homerooms at the high school and a house system in our middle schools to contribute to an overall sense of belonging between students and staff. We implemented a robust PBIS system, which is a public-wide system of behavior interventions that gives expectations and supports and fully is implemented in our district. We've increased our cameras. We have increased our vape detectors. And something that I am the most proud of is this year's Claw Academy. Thank you for your leadership, Jill, on this. Our Claw Academy is an alternate learning program that was put in place this year for those youth who are the most successful in a smaller educational environment, or to be used as an additional layer of intervention post-conflict. The simple truth of the matter is some of our students are not doing the right thing. They are not properly responding to conflict. Yet here's the other truth. We are seeing improvements from the proactive steps we are taking in our buildings, and we have a staff and administration who is highly invested in the educational success, the health, and the safety of our students. And our current staff is feeling undersupported and, quite frankly, blamed for the current state of our entire society. That is unfair. We, as a district who have students in our care for 6 to 7 hours a day and 173 days of the 365, are doing all we can to ensure a safe learning environment in each of our buildings. Know that the policies set by this board and carried out by myself and all of our leaders in our district are informed by state law and court case law. Students have the legal right to due process, and schools have limits to discipline. Unfortunately, some in our community are immediately going to blame and anger that feels very targeted to our staff, administration, and Board of Education, instead of expressing compassion or offering solutions and support. I will not give voice to those many, many negative comments because they come from a few, and most are not even accurate or truthful. But I do want to ask that these posts stop. Not only are they filled with misinformation, I need our community to know they are contributing to the anxiety of our youth. I am hearing that. Board, you have heard me share my concerns about staff retention and the hiring difficulties we face in public education across the nation. You heard Jerry Moore talk about it tonight. More are leaving and less are choosing to enter our wonderful profession. I cannot help but link the messages we read on social media to this trend, and I wonder if we will soon find ourselves with no one to lead our buildings, teach our children, drive them to school, or feed them a hot meal. I have long believed that the best way to support our students is by empowering our staff and providing them with classroom tools they need to be successful and the moral support they need to reach our students. But tonight, I'm sad to say that this is increasingly becoming more challenging as social media is drowning out the good work that we do every day. All of this to say, our schools are important to the development of children, yet they are not the only factor. Parents and community are equal partners in this work. Therefore, I am here tonight to advocate for our students and our great staff and to make a request. I ask that anyone who wants to disparage any of our 8,200 students, 1,100 staff, blame or add toxicity to our educational environments and community, think twice. Instead, ask questions, seek to understand, offer our support of us, and propose solutions that have moral, ethical, and legal boundaries considered. There are many ways to be involved. I have heard parents say, "What can I do?" And I appreciate those parents very much. And I will say, joining the PTO or PTA in your building, attending a coffee and conversation with us, attending finance and facilities meetings, board workshops, or a board meeting. If you cannot attend a meeting, I ask that our community listens to those meetings that are streamed. Provide input into our strategic plan when the draft plan is released next month for review. At the high school level specifically, Mrs. Williams and I are asking that our parents become involved in the high school PTO. Our PTO provides direct support to our schools, our kids, and our teachers, and the participation is less than a handful. Also, Mrs. Williams, our high school principal, is actively seeking adult mentors in her building. Email her if you are interested. And last, we do have a homecoming dance this Saturday. We have 6 parents signed up to help, and I am so grateful to those 6 parents. I'd like to challenge all of us to please be role models for conflict resolution. Treat others with dignity and respect. We are a diverse community with many perspectives, and when we make decisions, all of those perspectives are being considered and being weighed. And what is best for students has driven me for 23 years in public education, and it drives every one of our staff members. Thank you for your support.